What's good, y'all? This is 420 Goonie, just chilling here on this late night, and I got a review right here for one of my favorite DVDs in my collection. This is from Ring of Honor. This is Claudio Castagnoli, the Swiss Sensation. 2 discs right here, total of 6 hours of wrestling. Here's disc 1, there's disc 2 right there. Total of 22 complete matches. Along with it are some clip matches, a promo here and there, a little segment and whatnot, and I just think this is a great DVD to pick up, one that I would highly recommend to any wrestling fan. Ring of Honor fans, great collection of matches right here, and for WWE fans, if you know him as Cesaro, this was him before WWE, and I just think what he did in the ring back in the day was just some incredible stuff, so definitely something that I would recommend you putting in your collection. I'll try to remember to put a link in my description to Ring of Honor to put this in your cart or whatever. So 2 discs, and disc 2 has a lot of kick-ass action, no doubt, but I think disc 1, it tells one of the better stories in just like on the indies or something like that. And so you have Claudio Castagnoli, who his first language is not English. He's coming from Switzerland, and so instead of him getting up on the microphone every single show and talking for 10 to 15 minutes and trying to woo the crowd with his words or something like that, he's putting on good to great performances on a consistent basis. So he's trying to prove himself to be Ring of Honor faithful and loyal to the company and there for them consistently for any crazy wars or battles that are to be coming up or something like that. So I think it was just some really good stuff to see. You have his debut match taking on the pure champion Nigel Mcguinness. This is from Fate of an Angel, July 16th, 2005, and this is just some good stuff right here. I think a little under 10 minutes, nothing too crazy. They have similar styles, I think, with back in the day, back in this day at least. So this is over 10 years ago now, and I just think they made each other look good in this match. So definitely some good stuff right here. Then it will kind of cover Claudio's feud with Nigel Mcguinness, and Claudio would really look like the babyface during it. He would pick up a victory or two against Nigel Mcguinness. I think non-title matches, of course, like a singles victory and a tag victory here and there. I think there's like a clip match of a singles match here, and then you have their blow-off match from this was Best in the World, March 2006, the pure title match, Nigel defending against Claudio, and the crowd is so into this. It looks like they really want Claudio to win this, and just with the way everything goes down, and kind of the crowd just gets so into it to where it's like Claudio didn't win it, but it's just whatever Claudio gets into next, it's like they just want to see him win that big thing, because it's like I don't know, that's just the way I kind of felt. I was just I really have my emotion invested into him, and so along with that they have Claudio against Colt Cabana. That was okay, nothing too serious. They had some other stuff going on. The match went under 10 minutes. And then Claudio versus Alex Shelley. This was some awesome stuff. If you can imagine what these guys can do in the ring, they really brought out the best out of each other. I think the match went like 25 minutes. You have Nigel Mcguinness at ringside, and this is just a great match right here. This is one of my favorite matches on the first disc, without a doubt. Yeah, just looking at the first disc, this might be my favorite match on the whole disc, without a doubt. Claudio versus Alex Shelley, awesome stuff right there. Just incredible offense, just stuff that the crowd was it was just kind of refreshing to the crowd. So it was just some real good stuff. And then you have after the pure title match. This is where it kind of looks like the ROH versus CZW feud. Things are really getting crazy, a real hostile crowd. And so here you have Christopher Daniels taking on Nigel Mcguinness. Christopher Daniels taking on Claudio Castagnoli. This is from the 100th show. And, these two put on a good match right here. I thought it was good action between them, but I think the main story is the crowd really taking in Claudio Castagnoli. I keep wanting to call him Nigel. I need to stop doing that, but they really take in Claudio, and when you see Chris Hero come out on the microphone, I've talked about this during the Chris Hero the Chris Hero DVD review, but it was just a lot of tension in the air between Claudio Castagnoli and the CZW guys, and so with the way that the heel turn went down later in the night, I thought it was just some really magical stuff. And next match on here, you would have probably the craziest match on the entire set. Claudio teaming up with Super Dragon, Necro Butcher, and Nate Webb. They're representing CZW, and they're taking on the team of Adam Pearce, Ace Steel, Colt Cabana, and BJ Whitmer. This is from Weekend of Champions Night 1, April 2006. Just crazy stuff. Without a doubt, the most hardcore match on the whole set. I've talked about this before, like earlier on my channel. without a doubt, like I think it's just a nice little thing to throw in with the rest of the great wrestling on here. You just have this crazy shit, and definitely a good match to throw on the set. And from there, things kind of transition into the DVD from the ROH CZW feud to the Kings of Wrestling. And for what the Chris Hero DVD doesn't have, this DVD will have. So the Chris Hero DVD clipped the International Challenge match. You have the Briscoes taking on the Kings of Wrestling, but this has the full match on here. So I thought that was cool stuff. That features the debut of Larry Sweeney, which I thought was a pivotal moment for the team and where those guys would go on. And you also have a clip match from, I think it was Glory by Honor. I don't exactly remember, but it was the Kings of Wrestling winning the Tag Team Championship. They only show a clip match on this DVD, but they do show a full match on Chris Hero's DVD, so I like how they did that. And then, in Chris Hero's DVD, they show the full final battle match between the Briscoes and the Kings of Wrestling, but here they only show the clip match of it. And I think what's really important for all their careers heading after Final Battle was the promo that happened after the match. The Briscoes defeated the Kings of Wrestling, and then you have Larry Sweeney coming in and just kind of, really bending a fork down the road, or that's not even a saying, but you know what I mean. He just kind of really split the two, and things just kind of, they went their own ways from there, and that was just a pivotal moment for Chris Hero, but it also was for Claudio, even though he didn't, end up with Larry Sweeney after this as his manager. He would just go on a tear as a singles wrestler, and he would just do some incredible stuff over the next 2 or 3 years. And God, it's just I thought it was really captured well here in this DVD. So the next match after that, after the clip match, the section I was talking about, is a fatal four-way match. Claudio Castagnoli, Chris Hero, Nigel Mcguinness, and Mike Quackenbush. Fatal four-way match, #1 contender, fatal or four-corner survival. This is from A Fight at the Roxbury, June of 2007. So this next match is like a half a year after the last match that was shown on here. And God, Claudio just just really stepped it up over this time, just really kicking ass, and just his offense here just looks so much more solid. He looks like so much more of a complete superstar. And with him not ending up not going to WWE, I just you could really see a lot of drive within him to want to make it to that next level. And it was kind of interesting to see Claudio and Chris Hero work together, even though they weren't the Kings of Wrestling anymore. And I just thought it was great to see Claudio and Mike Quackenbush work in the ring. I think those two really work great together, and they do have a singles match later on in the DVD. I'll talk about that in a little bit, but yeah, so I thought that was a fun match right there. Next up, Claudio Castagnoli taking on Matt Sydal. This is from Driven, June of 2007, and I thought this was a fun match right here. You would imagine somebody of Claudio's size maybe can't bring out the best in Matt Sydal like somebody else could, but I still think Claudio did that. I still think Claudio can do that with a ton of wrestlers, and I think you need to be a great wrestler to be able to do that with so many different styles of wrestlers. And so with Matt Sydal, I think it was just a really fun match to watch. I think the crowd, just with their reactions and with how loud they got, I think they were really surprised at just how well these two work together, and I think a lot of it was Claudio, because of Claudio. So just a real fun match right there. Next up, the next 4 matches on this DVD are going to be from the Race to the Top tournament. Actually, this is one of the only Ring of Honor DVDs I actually own, like from the show. This is from July 27th, 2007. So the next 3 matches are from, or no, excuse me, this match right here is July 27th. This is Claudio taking on Hallow Wicked. It's an okay match. Not his best match from the tournament, but there was I think 8 first round matches on that night. So that was one of them right there. That was cool stuff. And then the next 3 matches all took place during the next night. You have second round matches, third round matches, and then the finals. And you have Claudio Castagnoli taking on Mike Quackenbush. This was such a fun match right here. You get to see them work earlier in the DVD, and then getting to see them go one-on-one in this DVD right here is just awesome stuff right there. I think it was just a really fun match, and I can't say enough about it. Claudio taking on Jack Evans. Awesome stuff once again. Claudio with his size, it's like, how can he bring out so much greatness out of another wrestler? Like, you just imagine there would be a different wrestler doing that almost. But Jack Evans, I mean, like, a really awesome spot with a 450 splash to the outside with them. Awesome stuff. Claudio, of course, picking up the win, heading into the finals, taking on El Generico. This is the first match of the second disc right here. Claudio Castagnoli taking on El Generico in the finals of the Race to the Top tournament, and this was, I think, the best match of the whole tournament. Well, I don't know about the whole tournament, but maybe. This match was incredible. There are a few times in this where you'll have Claudio against somebody and they'll kind of do the hey, kind of going back and forth with the crowd trying to get a bigger chant out of them, and or a bigger reaction, you know what I mean? And that's what they're doing with the hey and the ole, so it was fun. And God, for these guys already wrestling like 2 matches earlier in the night, it's crazy that this would be like as great as it was. There was so much awesome stuff, great near falls. Crowd was so into it. Claudio picking up the win, and he had that speech afterwards, and it was just awesome stuff right here. Just a great match right there. And because he won that tournament, he would get a shot at the championship against Takeshi Morishima. This is from Death Before Dishonor 5 Night 1, August of 2007. And God, I like this match right here. I thought it was a good match. Definitely a different kind of match because, when I'm looking at this on paper, I guess when I look at Claudio against a lot of guys on paper, you just have to tell yourself, like, I don't know, but somehow it's just going to turn around and just become an awesome match somehow. And, I don't know. I think there was some really interesting offense and some cool counters, like, Claudio hitting it looked like he was about to hit the Ricola power bomb. He gets him up, and then Takeshi like counters and sits down on his chest, like old school style. It was fucking sick. Gets a near fall on him. It was just a lot of unorthodox type, offense and counters, and I think it just made for an interesting match right there. And then next up, you have another world title match. You have Takeshi Morishima defending in a triple threat elimination match against Brent Albright and Claudio Castagnoli, and I think this was like a cool kind of teaser for kind of seeing it. God, I really thought Claudio was going to win it. Like, if you don't know the history of the Ring of Honor World Championship and you're just kind of just watching this for the first time, times where like the crowd really thinks that Claudio's going to win it, and with Claudio not being the first eliminated, it could have really happened. But I thought that for a triple threat match, I thought this was just some fun stuff. I thought with I thought I had the right personalities to kind of make it a fun match. So definitely some good stuff right there. Next up, Claudio taking on now Michimaro Fuji, and awesome match right here. Definitely a fan of this. I thought these two worked really well together. They had a really cool sequence in the ring. There's just some good offense, good back and forth action. Cool near falls at the end. Claudio picking up with like a kind of a roll up win. So definitely a good match between them right there. Next up, Claudio Castagnoli taking on Austin Aries. This was cool right here. I liked it. I just kind of wish there would have been like Claudio against the Aries in like 09, or maybe the Aries in 04. It didn't look like Aries was smiling a lot, or like he was just kind of, I don't know if he was just like a super heel at this time or what the deal was. Forgive me for not knowing too much about that, but I don't know. I just kind of want to see him against more of a pumped up Aries or something like that in this. But still, though, I thought it was okay. I still thought there was a lot of good offense. The end was really heated with like Aries hitting a brainbuster. You thought it was going to be over, but Claudio kicked out, and then Ricola power bomb, Ricola bomb, whatever. I don't even know. Austin Aries kicked out. Claudio had to hit another to put him away, and so I think that's a big deal to put away a former Ring of Honor World Champion. But like, if you saw how like fired up Austin Aries was going for the Ring of Honor World Title in 04, or like how happy he was as that kind of cocky heel champion doing the Austin Aries Lucky Lotto or something in 09, like I just kind of wish I would have seen that kind of. He just didn't look that happy in this match. I don't know. Just a little observation I made. Next up, Claudio taking on El Generico. It's like a little bit of a rematch from, the Race to the Top tournament. And, I thought it was some good stuff right here. Once again, you had the crowd. And I think this was like the opening contest, just kind of warming up the crowd for the show. This was from Without Remorse from Chicago Ridge, January 2008. And, I didn't think this was at all as good or anywhere near as good as their Race to the Top tournament match. But it kind of really had a heated ending with when they announced we only got like a minute left in the match or something like that, and so when they announced that, you kind of see them going for their finishers, you kind of see them trying to go for anything, and it went to a time limit draw, and I kind of thought that it was cool right there, just the way that they were both trying to put each other away at the end right there. So a cool match right there. Next up, Claudio taking on Kota Ibushi. Another good match right here. I mean, just some refreshing stuff. I mean, I think this was Coda's second match in all of Ring of Honor right here, and with Claudio, you just see him just getting so solid in the ring, and just he's just so incredible to watch. And I think these two, they look like they kind of, I don't want to say knew each other, because I don't know if they did or not, but just a lot of chemistry in the ring. It was just definitely a great match to throw in the collection right here. Next up, Claudio Castagnoli taking on Bryan Danielson from Vendetta 2. This was June 2008. And, I thought this was a good match right here. The crowd was really into it with, there's like, I don't think this was their best match. I think their best match was well, I haven't seen every match between these two, of course, but, I did enjoy this one right here from Vendetta. And, Claudio actually surprisingly picked up the victory. And, I was just a big time fan of it because, God, there's just a few moments where Danielson seemed like he was going to put Claudio away. They kept fighting, and just a huge pop-up European uppercut, and just excellent stuff right there. So definitely kind of a shocker, to actually see, just like in Chris Hero's DVD when he takes on when Chris Hero takes on Bryan Danielson toward the end of his 2-disc DVD, and he was just kind of like, he put him away with the death blow, and the crowd's just like, he won? What? Like, that was what I think it was like with Claudio picking up this win over Bryan Danielson. It's like, that's a big deal right there. And then you have the rematch, Northern Navigation, July of 2008, and I thought this match was better right here. Excuse me. I like the fact that Claudio won their last match more. I did, but I don't know. Like, I thought the action in this match was just a little bit better. Not as much time spent, like, kind of doing their spins and, messing around with the referee, you know what I mean? It was fun and whatnot, but I just think this match was better right here. Danielson, kind of getting his revenge victory right there, so definitely some fun stuff. And then we come to the last match on the whole DVD. Claudio Castagnoli challenging for the Ring of Honor World title against Nigel Mcguinness. And just before it, you have this little kind of segment. I thought this was cool right here of Claudio. He's just like, kind of preparing for the match. He says, I left my home country. I left everything for this. And, kind of like what he was saying when he won the Race to the Top tournament, just like, I left my country to be here and do this right now. So it was just a deep promo right there. I thought it was real well put together, real well edited. And it almost made you feel like he was going to win the championship just with this match. So many times, like, where I thought Claudio was going to win this. And, like, you have that opening where, like, he just explodes on Nigel and he hits the, Ricola bomb on him, and you think Claudio's gonna win it. I mean, just in a fluke, not a fluke, but just like a what the hell kind of thing. But kicks out a Ricola bomb right there in the beginning. These two, they have a great match. I think it was just a lot of fun to watch. I think these two really, I think this is the best match between these two on the whole set right here. They had some good matches in 05, 06 or whatever, but I think this is the best match between these two on this set. And God, just a few moments where you really thought Claudio was going to win this, but he didn't. And Nigel ended up picking the victory. Oh God, it was like Claudio hit so much offense. He hit like 2 Ricola bombs on him, and Nigel kicked out, and then Nigel hits a goddamn what's it called? The Jawbreaker Lariat. He hits one on Claudio, and peeds him with it. So that just kind of you know what I mean. But still though, so much great wrestling on here, so much awesome stuff. Just incredible stuff. I can't say enough about this DVD. One that I would highly recommend picking up. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. Claudio Castagnoli, Cesaro, whatever you want to call him, the Swiss sensation. Awesome stuff. Thanks for watching, y'all. Peace out.